Hello, this is Shan960, and welcome to Without Within. This seems like an interesting game, so let me start. Okay. Vinty, 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 Vinty! The chants of my fans echoed through the door in front of me. One of my two bodyguards wrapped his hand around the doorknob. Please prepare yourself, Miss Vinty. Once I open this door, we'll head straight for our limo. The guard had no reason to fret. I had long since grown used to these crowds. Still, I nodded to put him at ease. After taking a breath, he pushed open the door. A crowd of hundreds raised their cameras as soon as I stepped out. My guard waved their arms to shoo them away. The red carpet was for me to walk on, after all. I blew a kiss for these starstruck peasants. Miss Vinty, please, let us hurry, my bodyguard said. Too bad for him. I strutted along like a model on a catwalk. A group of reporters managed to worm through the crowd. They now tiptoed over my guards in hopes of scoring that exclusive. Vinty, how does it feel to have won another Calligrapher of the Year award? A reporter asked me. Before I could answer, another dozen people shouted over each other, hoping for my attention. Vinty, may I get a photo with you? Can you sign some autographs for my kids? And two for me, of course. Ah! I can't believe I'm standing this close to Vinty! My fans stamped their dirty shoes all over the red carpet. Finally, my bodyguards pulled out their pepper sprays on these fans in check. Wow, okay. A young male reached in my direction, despite having a spray aimed at his face. Rather admirable for a peasant. I extended a hand for this male fan to kiss. Unfortunately for him, he fainted at the sight of my perfect polished nails. I reached my limousine at last. My bodyguard opened the door for me, and as I climbed in, my trailing fans snapped as many photos as they could. Miss Vinty, Miss Vinty, the crowd chanted as my car pulled up. How odd. They never referred to me as a miss. Oh, my graceful presence must have been too much for their sanity. These poor things. Miss Vinty, Miss Vinty. Dot, dot, dot. Dot, dot, dot. Oh. Well, I had fun while it lasted. At least I got a ride in a limousine for a good 30 seconds. In real life, my only registered vehicle was my 10-year-old bicycle. My apartment had no space for a car anyway. Ooh, nice. Nice little, thing. Actually, this single room with cracked walls might be an insult to the word apartment. Pull up those curtains for spectacular $1 view, featuring a Segway pipe and a wall tainted with yellow. Just open the window if you wish to smell the sewage as well. A breathtaking experience. Huh. By the way, sorry, I need to take back the one room thing. This place actually had 2 rooms. Thank you very much. The second room happened to be a toilet. That still counted, right? The toilet clogged 3 times a month, so be careful when using it. Miss Minty! Miss Minty! A woman's voice echoed from outside. She was no fan, but rather my landlady. I glanced over at my clock. 6 a.m. Waiting another hour or two would have been nice. She probably just wanted to tell me about another rent rise. Nothing good ever came out of that woman's mouth. I would be better off staying in bed. Let's see. Stay in bed or rise and shine. You know what? I'm gonna be polite and nice magazine down at the right. Okay, rise and shine. Coming! As I changed into something more appropriate, the landlady still kept knocking. I said I was coming, did I not? Maybe I should walk out naked if that was what she dug. If this were a game, we might get a sale boost too.
Good morning, Miss Minty,
the landlady said.
I must ask, what's with that hair? It looks like you just woke up.
That's because I did.
It's a waste for young ladies like you to sleep away your youth.
The landlady shook her head. She had no right to preach me like this. I wanted to tell her, but decided against it, as doing so would give her an excuse to lecture me further. With her size, if I enraged her, she would squash me into Minty flavored pancake. Nice.
Miss Minty, your rent was due 3 days ago.
Oh well, at least there was no rent increase. Sorry, madam. My next paycheck will come after tonight's shift, so I'll pay you first thing tomorrow morning. The landlady grunted.
All right, just know that if this keeps up, you'll have to find somewhere else to live.
Fabulous poster. Nice. She spun around to leave. Once she disappeared behind the corridor, I kicked my door shut, causing a piece of my cracked wall to fall off. I tried shoving the piece back into place. My effort resulted in more wall fragments flaking off. Eee. Great. The landlady would make me pay for that next month. Once I became Once I became an accomplished calligrapher, she would beg for a chance to shine my shoe. Hey, I sounded a bit ranty before, but that was never my intention. A lot of famous people had humble beginnings. I would follow in their footsteps. But first, I needed to put in the work. Without within cutscene. That's actually a really good drawing. And so I returned to the busiest street in my area. With my calligraphies spread before me. I sat on the concrete and rested my back against the fence. Car horns blared behind me, mixed with people shouting things about each other's mother. Your mother's beautiful. Thank you, I did think my mother's beautiful. Sorry. Anyway, let's continue. These cars kept expelling fumes that made me choke. Just one of the many things I dealt with in the name of art. Pedestrians took up almost every inch of space on the street ahead. Surely, this would be the day when somebody spotted my talent. Dot dot dot. 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 As always, no one afforded me anything more than a passing glance. and my will soon dwindled. Let me be honest, I never expected to be showered with praise by every head who passed here. What was that old saying? 10% of the people you reached out will buy your work? I could live with that. Even just 1%. Please, anything but 0. I wanted to scream at these people. They had no idea how much sweat I poured into these calligraphies. Oh, okay, calligraphy, okay. Let's see, persevere or rant. If it was for a long time, I would rant, but, I'd say persevere. Something good might happen. I decided to keep these displeasures to myself. People often said patience would be rewarded. I wonder if in my patience would ever become worthwhile. Just as I thought this, a man paused to look at my calligraphies. He had a bucket of fried chicken in his hand. The smell made my mouth water.
Can I have a piece?
That's what I would think. That's what I'd say, but you know, he's a stranger, I wouldn't say that. As the man eyed my works one by one, I felt my cheeks heating up from anticipation. At last, someone who spared me more than a moment with my works. This must be my reward. The timing could hardly be more perfect. I summoned the courage to speak with the man, but he spoke first. You're charging for these? I managed a tidy nod. The man snorted. I would never hang these on my wall, even if you gave them to me for free. Seriously, this is the most shameless display I've ever seen. ... Trolls online were one thing. Confronting one in real life was a rarity. Judging from the man's scrawny arms, I bet I could overpower him with ease. Then he would know just how big of a blunder he had made. I'd be pretty mad, so I'm going with attack. I crunched up one of my calligraphies and rose. The man must have sensed my violent intent, as he backed up a step and shielded his face with a bucket of chicken. I threw a punch at him before he could flee into the crowd. My fist connected with the side of his head. That marked the first time I had ever hit someone. My knuckles hurt from the blow, but seeing the guy's dropped jaw made it worthwhile. He probably grew up this way because nobody ever dared to punish him. A couple pedestrians popped in and held me back from attacking the man further. I squirmed against their grips, but gave up as my anger waned. Once my breathing returned to normal, the civilians loosened their hold and I brushed myself free. I don't remember this! The man fled for the train station, eating another piece of chicken as he did so. I hope he choked on it. That'd be hilarious. The next morning, someone knocked on my door. I checked the clock. 5 a.m. When would the landlady cut me a break? Miss Minty, it's the police. Okay, sorry guys, but I'm gonna have to stop here for episode 1 of Without Within Let's Play. So I'm just going to quickly save, Q load. Save. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay, sweet, so there's 15 empty slots. I can go back to the title, yes. Okay guys, this is Shadow960. I hope you enjoyed the video. and I will see you for part 2 next time. Later.